I remember about like 2 months ago, I was sitting with my friends joking about how this whole coronavirus thing is just a scare and it's gonna pass by. Turns out it didn't, and now we're all quarantined in our house doing house things. Every day has been kind of the same, but throughout these kind of tough times where you can't go outside, it's good to have a level minded mindset. And today we're going to talk about how coronavirus has affected me, what my thoughts on the whole working from home thing, and what a good thing to do as we're moving on to the future is. So the thing is, right now everybody's working from home, and like I'm working from home too. I can't go out to the beach, I can't surf, I can't do other things that I love doing, and essentially that is a huge buzzkill. But at the same time, it kind of gives you this like forced work mode kind of thing. So you ever watch those like movies or something where they're like, yeah, this guy became super successful because he locked himself in his room, just started writing raps, or just started doing poetry, or just started doing art the entire time, and then after that he emerges like super successful. So basically this is what I want to make this time like, for me at least. And I see a lot of memes or not memes, but like internet things, images being posted saying like, hey, this is a good time to relax, and this is a good time to like chill and take everything in. And while I do agree with that, I think it's also a great time to hustle. And I mean, I'm not trying to bash the other one. If you need to take some time to rest and to heal, absolutely understandable. If you're working a 9 to 5 job and now it's like the only time that you kind of have off that's kind of extended, it's super understandable that you take a break and let yourself recalibrate, and then you can get back into your own grind. It's actually a really good time to just think about like what you want your life to be like, what your goals and aspirations are, what you want to see 5 years from now, so you can future plan, and this is like the perfect time to do it, because you get to have this alone time to yourself. And when you have alone time to yourself, guess what? You can reflect. And reflecting is probably one of the most important things that I've learned to do in my life over the last few years. That frankly, if you're working at a job where you always have to be on a call and you're working to someone else's demands, you can't take time to think to yourself. So right now that you have this time off, you should relax for a bit, think to yourself, think about what you want, and then go and hustle and do it. So me personally, I realize now that some of the big things that I really want are a super steady income, so that I am not hindered by having to go out and look for clients every month. And that hinders my creative process, because I'm always worried a bit about like where my income is going to come in this month. So that that takes away from your creative energy. While if you have like a set time that you're working for somebody already, and you're like working and delivering value, and then you're getting paid, maybe it's a part-time job, maybe it's a remote job. If you can do things like this and still have some time to yourself, which is my ultimate plan right now, is like I'm applying to a ton of different jobs as just marketing related stuff, everything in the marketing related umbrella, which I realize is probably either a really good time to do it because there's a lot of people now realizing that you could work online and have your employees work online and still have a sustainable business, or it's a bad time to do it because everybody's trying to work from home. But I think I personally have the added advantage of the last 2 years just being on the hustle and being used to how crazy everything is, and always like selling myself. So I do kind of have a leg up on working from home, and how I can apply that and work on different projects, and how I can put that in my resume. So if you're trying to do something like what I'm doing, this is a good time to follow along my path and to see what I'm doing to get to where I want to be. With that being said though, I also learned this new trick that I want to share, which is, I think it's Wayne Gretzky or some hockey player, and he says that you miss, the quote goes like, you miss all the shots that you don't take. And I started thinking about that, and then I'm like, some days I actually don't take any shots at all. So I started journaling like the shots that I take. Well, this is a fresh journal, so I don't have all the numbers that I did for the other ones, but essentially I realized that I was taking less than 5 shots a day on different things that, you know, would help my business. And what I mean by shots is like, you send out an email to a prospective client, or you send your resume into a job that you might end up working for, or you send an email or a DM out to somebody that you might end up networking with. Essentially, taking shots is anything where you kind of go out of your comfort zone for a little bit and put yourself out there. Or like even kissing a girl, like that's taking a shot, you know? So make sure you count how many shots you've been taking. I've been, honestly, a good day I've done 20 shots. Some other days I do generally like 5. I feel like a day needs to have at least 5. Otherwise, I won't consider that really a productive day, because I would just be fooling around on the computer, looking at inspiration or something, and getting too caught up on the Instagram zone. Yeah, there's lots of things to consider, but remember to take a ton of shots every day so that you can keep moving forward. And finally, I want to talk about content creation. I think this is a great time now with everybody being at home and not going out. They're on their phone. So what you can do with that is to capitalize on the extra screen time. So when you go on apps like Instagram, TikTok, all these apps have a lot of just regular content, like where you don't have to produce a lot. So for instance, I mean, like on stories, you don't have to go and make a crazy production on your story. You can post it and still get just close to as much engagement as you would if you had a hugely produced story. Sometimes actually a really produced story doesn't even do that well because it looks like an ad. So if you produce something now, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy, you could really just go out, shoot yourself on your iPhone, talking to it, and it might just end up doing pretty alright. And I've been trying to put this approach into my TikTok as well, where I start taking a lot of real content, just like normal stuff of me just talking, or me delivering value, explaining how like my photo stuff works and how I'm getting paid through photo, how you can leverage yourself through photography, stuff like that I'm just putting on TikTok. Not very produced, just very minimally produced, and seeing how it does. And the thing that I think is powerful about TikTok is that you can have like right now I have like 500 followers on TikTok. It's kind of crazy, right? I don't know any of these people, but you can have only like a few hundred followers, and your video count, your views could be really high. Like for example, actually you don't even need any followers, and you can have a video that does like tens of thousands. I have a video that hit 90,000 views. That's insane to me, because I don't even have that many followers or any followers at all. So I think that's a super powerful platform, and I think this is a great time to start working on like different things like that. So for the next few months at least, or until the whole COVID-19 thing is over, I'm working on my online brand. I'm working on finding a stable income, and I'm working on how I can deliver some good content, you know, just that relates to people, that makes an impact to people, so that they can all follow this whole brand journey that we're in together. Because, you know, I want you to be happy like I am. Like I've found this awesome life that I get to live, and I want you also, whoever's following, to be able to live a life that I get to live too, that's super fulfilling and happy. So yeah, that's just my update and how this whole thing has affected me. And yeah, don't forget to tell your friends to subscribe, follow along, and follow my Instagram. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to hear about, or let me know what you're doing too, so then I can, you know, hold you accountable or check up on you. Anyways, that'll be it. Thank you for watching.